Hello, pile three. Okay, so if you chose the rose quartz and the modern witch tarot, this is your pile. Okay, so I pre-shuffled all the cards for you, so I'm gonna lay them out. But I just wanted to share a little message that I was getting while I was meditating on your guys' energy. So it was sort of like this feeling of like a stall before something sort of like bursts or pops. Like, okay, so the example that was coming to mind is like, you know, when you're swimming and you've been underwater for long enough that it's like, okay, I like really need to come up and take a breath right now. Like it starts to get to that point where it's like a little uncomfortable, and so then you get up to the surface and it's like you gasp for air, like it's like something sort of bursts open, and that is like you getting that like breath of fresh oxygen, you know. And so I don't know if you are, maybe you're like waiting for something to happen, or maybe there's like some built up kind of energy or feelings within you, and it's like feels like you're about to burst, or like something needs to give or something. So yeah, I don't know, so we'll see. So all right, so for your current energy, and how you'll know if this is your reading is if the current energy piece resonates with you. If that does not sound like what you're going through right now, or like a recent energy of yours, then it is probably not your reading and you might want to check out another reading. Okay, so your current energy, we have the Six of Swords reverse. For the challenge, we have the Ten of Swords. For how you can work through the challenge, we have the Seven of Swords. For what was the next category? For positives and support that you have in your life, you actually got two cards for this one. We have the Five of Wands in reverse and the Star. So it goes like that. And then for a breakthrough or change coming in for you next, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. And then we have some oracle clarifiers. So for your current energy, we have Leap. For the challenge, you got two cards for this one as well. We have Nguyen Ash and Lewis Rowan. For how you can work through the challenge, we have Anger reverse, which this is so interesting to me because every single pile so far has gotten a red card in reverse in this category. Like this deck is a bunch of different colors, like all rainbow colors of cards, and every single pile so far has gotten a red card in reverse so far, which is so strange. Okay, so, and then positives or support that you have in your life, we have the Key. And then for a breakthrough or change coming in, we have the White Bat and Larimer Stone. Okay, my apologies for the glare on the cards. I tried to turn the light off, but then it was really hard to see them. So I'll just hold them up outside of the glare so that you guys can see all the cards. So, okay, let's dive in here. So in your current energy, the Six of Swords in reverse and Leap. So this is kind of making me think of what I was initially getting for your energy. The Six of Swords usually talks about moving to calmer waters. It's a transitional energy. And then leap, of course, is like suggests movement as well. And so it almost feels, and this is even like water, like we were talking about, like being underwater and it's upside down. So it feels like you are like really craving some kind of change, or you're like fit to burst almost. Like this initially, like the Six of Swords in reverse can talk about like kind of resisting change, but I'm getting with this combination and this energy, it feels like you're really desiring a change, but maybe it just isn't here yet, or like something outside of your control hasn't fallen into place yet in order for you to be able to take this leap, this movement forward. But it feels like you are ready, like you're bursting at the seams, like you are like gung-ho, like ready to get going, ready to move forward. Like there's so much energy in this leap card. And then this, the Six of Swords, is like, feels almost like stuck, like I can't get to where I want to be. And so we'll talk about it too with the challenge, but I want to just tell you that like this is temporary, you know, like this in and of itself, I mean, the Six of Swords being such a transitional card, it is a very temporary energy. Even when it is reversed like this, it's like just, this feels like a short period of time where you're sort of in between things, and maybe you've been in a transitional period for a while, but it feels like now you feel ready to move forward. But like something outside of you hasn't fallen into place just yet, but it feels like that particular energy is going to be very short-lived. So if that is something that you're resonating with, let's get into the rest of it here. So for the challenge, we have the Ten of Swords. This can be, you may have had like a recent hardship, or the Ten of Swords can be betrayals, you know, pain, hurt, feeling like you've been stabbed in the back, or if it's not like a specific betrayal, it can just be feeling exhausted. This is a card of burnout, overwork, feeling overwhelmed and just done with the situation. Like you've got way too many swords in you, and it's just like, I'm just done at this point. And so the challenge is that, you know, you have been going through something, or you are going through something right now that is objectively really hard, and really painful. And I'm sending you so much love. The Ten of Swords is a hard energy to be in. And it's showing up in the challenge is, you know, this is definitely affecting you in a significant way. But the good thing about the Ten of Swords is that it's also kind of a rebirth card. So you've gotten to the worst of it already. Like it doesn't get worse than the Ten of Swords. What you've already experienced the worst of the situation, and it only is going to get better and go up from here. And that doesn't always, you know, make it feel any easier while you're in the energy and experiencing that pain. I just want to acknowledge that and validate that it is a hard energy to experience, but it does offer a new beginning. You know, there is healing opportunities here, and there is a new beginning around the corner after the Ten of Swords. So, okay, clarifying the Ten of Swords, we have Nguyen Ash and Lewis Rowan. So I'm going to look at the guidebook for these. Okay, so Nguyen Ash says the keywords are microcosm and macrocosm, reflections, mirrors, uniting inner and outer worlds as above, so below. When you get Ash in a reading, expect to connect with your own inner tree, which represents your center and connects you with your inner world and outer world. Here you experience the meaning of the axiom, as above, so below. This is a place of great guidance. It links you to universal knowledge and can help you understand yourself, your thoughts, feelings, and actions. To access this knowledge, pay attention to your dreams. Seek communication with your higher self and with divinity. Follow your intuition and the dictates of your higher heart and mind. The new in Ash is less about doing and more about being, and about noticing. Therefore, pay attention to what is showing up in your life. Your outer world reflects your inner world. If you see things that you are not happy with, begin to make changes. Changes within will reflect in the outer world. Changes without will reflect in the inner world. You are encouraged to participate in ritual and ceremony, so consider seeking spiritual community. If you are immersed in grief, reach out to your community for help so that you don't drown in your own sorrows. Know that this will pass too. On the other hand, if you are involved in a project, you may have to put in long hours in seclusion to complete your work. You might need to block out the world for some time. If so, you may feel lonely, but it is worth it to bring your work to fruition. Perhaps it is time to help someone else. This is often a great balm for one's own sadness. Embrace your feminine side and your intuition, your deep, sympathetic nature, your empathy, and your ability to feel. Choose healing and spiritual experience over indulgence and escapism. Okay, so that really lines up well with the Ten of Swords energy and how, there's definitely, it could have been challenging to trust your intuition because it was talking so much about intuition. And it's like, so the card is definitely talking a lot about, grief and hardship and some difficult experiences and, really leaning on, connecting with others, helping others, like the guidebook said, could be helpful for you. Or, just leaning into things that make you feel connected to something bigger than yourself. So, whatever spirituality means to you, that doesn't have to mean, hey, sorry, pile three, my cat was like making a lot of noise in a box, a cardboard box, which they love to play in. But anyway, so what was I saying? So whatever spirituality means to you, that for some people, that could mean leaning into your own tarot practice or meditation or things like that. But meditation can be anything, it can be being in nature. It can be, working out or listening to music or, even, talking to like someone that you trust, like anything like that can be spiritual. Cuddling with a pet, like whatever makes you feel connected to something bigger than yourself, is going to be really helpful at this time. And then we have the Lewis Rowan. Oh, beautiful. So keywords: protection, intuition, discrimination, spiritual strength, ecstasy, astral travel, connection with mystery, magic. So exactly what we were just talking about with connecting to whatever your sense of spirituality is to get through whatever is happening for you in, the 3D world that has been really painful and challenging for you. Leaning into the spiritual realms in whatever way makes sense to you. Okay, so I'll read the guidebook too in case there's any messages in here for you. So Rowan offers you protection. This may refer to protection from actual enemies or simply from people or situations you do not trust. Lewis Rowan will make you aware of others' manipulations or power plays and also may alert you to your own manipulations. She asks you to keep your wits about you and allows you to discriminate between what is good for you and what is not. Rowan strengthens your intuition, especially in business ventures or new relationships. If you receive this card in relation to such situations, heed her warning. Things may not be what they appear. She provides the spiritual strength to help you to turn away from anything that threatens your serenity and purpose. Rowan also asks you to connect to ecstasy. Make time for creative endeavors and quiet time. Take guided journeys to communicate with your totem animals and spirit helpers. Include music, dance, ritual, and ceremony in your life. Pay attention to your dreams. Look for messages in synchronicities. Read inspiring books or take a class that reconnects you to spirit. Cultivate a relationship with the divine. Lewis Rowan assures you that bliss and ecstasy are your birthright. Open up to the magic and the mystery all around you. You may not be able to see the unseen realm, but you can communicate with it. The result is regeneration and joy. Rowan asks you to mother yourself well. She asks you to weed out thoughts, emotions, and actions that do not reflect your higher self. This is like taking out the garbage on a daily basis and is especially important when something powerful needs to be resolved. She reminds you that you are a magnificent spiritual god or goddess, and that by being intentional, you can take responsibility for everything you create. With love and forgiveness, you can be assured that you are creating the very best. Okay, so beautiful. I love that message for you. Okay, so beautiful. So maybe there was a message in there for you. Definitely a lot of talk about leaning into, coping skills and things that you know to be helpful for yourself during difficult times. So, and your spiritual team also is coming through to say that they are with you all the time. They are protecting you. You are heavily protected right now, and they are watching out for you, and they love you so much and are constantly surrounding you, and you are never alone through this journey. So beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about how you can work through this challenge. We have the Seven of Swords and anger in reverse. So the Seven of Swords is kind of about like strategy. So I'm initially kind of getting sort of what we were talking about here of like, what are the things that you know work for yourself, and kind of create your routine or be intentional, be strategic about including those things or connecting with the people who make you feel loved and supported. A little bit of like strategy or planning here can be really helpful. When we go through periods of transition or difficulty, it can feel like we're floundering sometimes, and routine can be really, really helpful. Just to kind of like structure and give some like boning to your day, so that you have a little bit of predictability, a little bit of, I know what to expect here, and things that you're looking forward to throughout the day as well, can be really helpful. The other side of Seven of Swords is that it can be kind of a sabotagey energy, either self-sabotage or, like energies around you that don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. So take this how it resonates for you. I think you'll know if there's people around you that you don't trust. It's definitely saying trust that feeling. They do, this is not a time where you need to be giving people excessive benefit of the doubt, protect yourself, protect your own energy. We have this energy of protection here with the Lewis Rowan. So definitely, keep certain people at an arm's length if you are already, suspicious of them. If that's not your message, then this can be, like I said, some like self-sabotaging tendencies. It feels like with the anger in reverse, potentially there could be some. So, okay, there's a concept in psychology that Okay, so I used to study psychology, and there's a concept called anger as a secondary emotion. And this is really strongly giving me that. So, because it came out reversed, basically the idea is that anger oftentimes shows up as a sort of a cover emotion for other things that are a little bit more deep rooted, like sadness, hurt, fear, even things like that. There's like a whole, you can look it up, but there's a whole bunch of potential emotions that are sort of underlying anger, like most of the time when anger comes up. And so there could be some need for a little bit of inner digging, to kind of get to the root at if you have been feeling anger recently, it's saying that there's something beneath that that needs to be addressed. A more deeply rooted, source or cause emotion, that is the true root of the problem. So, and there's many ways that we can find to like express our anger in healthy ways, and there's nothing wrong with being angry. That's a perfectly normal emotion. But in this particular case, it feels like there might be something underlying that would be helpful to address in order to be able to move forward. Yeah. Yeah. And that could be, hmm. There could also be some like internalized anger, like, oh, like I'm mad at myself for like not seeing that coming. I'm getting that. And if that is the case, I just want to say, and your guides want, the message is coming from your guides that, okay, so there could also, another message I'm getting is that there could be some like internalized anger, like if there is someone around you that you don't trust, or maybe it's about this 10 of Swords situation, whatever happened here, kind of feeling angry at self, being like mad that you didn't see it coming, like, oh, like I should have known, stuff like that. And if that is the case, I just want to say that, whatever happened here, you did not deserve. You did not deserve to have 10 swords placed in your back. Like, that's messed up and not an experience that, like, you should have seen coming, or, that you should have, like, it feels like if that is the case, and only take this if it resonates, that you're being unnecessarily harsh with yourself about it. And really they just want you to, your guides just want you to go a little easier on yourself. Yeah, like you deserve compassion and grace, especially right now, but at all times. And it's not your fault just because, you didn't see it coming. There might have been many good reasons why you didn't see it coming, It depends on your situation, obviously, but I'm strongly getting that, like, this wasn't on you. Whatever the situation is, your responsibility now is really to just like feel your feelings and allow yourself to heal and move forward. And I think that putting this extra like expectation on yourself that like, oh, I should have known, or it's like being upset with yourself about it, like, is just totally unnecessary and like kind of objectively untrue. Like the Seven of Swords can talk about like lies and like deceit. And so it feels like if this is a case of like some self-sabotage, like it's like needing to kind of look at like maybe you need like an objective outside look at the situation or something. But yeah, I just want to say, be really compassionate with yourself. I love you. And I know that you are going to get through this energy if you have not already started moving through it. And yeah, you just deserve all the love and compassion and goodness in the world. And I won't stand for you being mean to yourself. So we're not doing that. Okay. All right, moving on. That was a bit of a tangent, and I don't think that was for everyone, to be honest, but for someone needed to hear that. So, okay. Next, we have the positives and support that you have in your life. So we have the Star and the Five of Wands in reverse. So the Star literally talks about healing and wish fulfillment and also feeling our feelings. And it's, you know, there's a lot of water in the Star card, which is the element of our emotions. And then we have the Five of Wands, which usually talks about conflict, disagreement, competition, and it's reversed. So it really suggests like there is potential for harmony around you. You might have harmony and peace, I want to say, around you. You might have specific people that really make you feel peaceful and are very healing to be around. People that you don't have to like put up this like put a guard up with. And if it's not specific people, although there are a lot of people here, so I do feel like there are people around you that like want to be there for you and want to, you know, allow you to vent or work through your emotions in whatever way you need to do. But if it's not people around you, another way to interpret this is that there might be a particular environment that is really soothing to you. In the Star card, she's out in nature. It's very soothing. Her environment is almost like paradise. And the Five of Wands in reverse to me really just kind of emphasizes that it's peaceful. It's not, there's not conflict here. It does not make you feel like your nervous system is activated. Like, so whether this is like a particular group of people or person or a particular place, maybe there's like a park that you like to go to, or could even be like virtually, I'm getting like maybe there's like a like something online that you like to, a YouTube channel you like to watch, or like a video game, or, you know, whatever it might be for you. Or it could be a creative outlet too, as well. Whatever, there's something around you, there's some kind of support, positive thing around you that feels peaceful, feels tranquil. So whatever that is, definitely lean into that. And then we have the key here: mystery, moving forward, knowledge. So again, we have this message of moving forward. It does feel like there's some like emotional stuff to kind of get through first, but it does feel like you're very much on the cusp of some kind of breakthrough and movement forward, some kind of change. Definitely getting that. So let's see. And in this picture, we have this girl with the little deer, and I always think of deer as very peaceful creatures, very sweet, loving. So it could be animals too. Maybe you have a pet that is really soothing for you to be around, or again, I'm getting this nature message. The key. So this card also talks about, you see how the girl is kind of looking backward and the deer is looking right ahead. So this card also talks about needing to look forward. She's kind of like focused on, you know, her stuff that's happened in the past. Actually, she's looking at like the 10 of Swords, and like the 7 of Swords here. Like she's looking at all this stuff that's happened, whereas the deer is looking forward, ready to move forward. And so yeah, it's again just kind of talking about releasing what has happened and focusing your attention more on what you want to create, what you want to co-create in the future, what you want to make happen, the changes that you want to see. And so some things that can be helpful with that is like visualizations, like a visualization meditation, or, you know, vision boarding even, you know, you can do that on like Pinterest or whatever. I did it once with, you can do that on like Pinterest or whatever. But yeah, some kind of, whatever helps keep you kind of grounded in the present and looking forward. Yeah. And I want to say again, like this is easier said, this is very easy for me to say. It's not as easy to do in practice, of course. But they are saying that whatever you can do to kind of ground yourself in the present and focus on the things that you want to bring in, that's going to be really helpful right now. That's going to be positive for you. So, all right. And then we have, for your breakthrough and change coming in, the Hierophant reverse and the White Bat and the Larimer Stone. Okay, so this is amazing. This is you taking your power back from whatever structures or situations have left you feeling disempowered. The White Bat is about shedding and releasing things that do not serve us, and in fact, things that have made us feel less than or less powerful. It's about shedding those things. And the Larimar Stone is about healing and transcendence and harmony. So I see you really coming into harmony and balance with yourself and stepping into your personal power, becoming your own authority. The Hierophant talks about authority. And you're really kind of like not taking shit from anyone. You're really saying like, I'm my own authority. Like I don't have to listen to anyone else's opinions about what I need to be doing or saying, how I want to live my life. I make my own rules. The Hierophant in reverse is I make my own fucking rules. I am the director of my life. I get to make the decisions. I don't have to conform to anyone else's idea of me. I'm literally getting chills. This is beautiful. So this like burst that you're coming through, it's you kind of like stripping off these old expectations or chains of what has been draining you, and really feeling so much lighter and so much more empowered, feeling like you can be authentic, feeling like you can really express yourself the way that you want to and make decisions for your life the way that you want to. So that is amazing, pile 3. I'm so excited for you. Okay, we're gonna get just a couple affirmations, channeled messages to end the reading here. It's been kind of a long reading, so sorry about that. Okay. All right. Affirmations for, pile 3. Okay. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay. It says, I know that for every door that life closes, a new one opens around the corner. I am optimistic. Oh my gosh. I'm a little emotional at that first message. That's so beautiful. Okay. Other affirmations for pile 3, please. Affirmations for pile 3. Thank you. I know that every dream in my heart is waiting to bloom. I am ready to grow. Okay, so God, you guys are really stepping into an entirely new chapter. It's a completely different energy than what we started the reading with. Completely different. Okay, let's get 1 or 2 more here. 1 or 2 more here, please, for pile 3. Thank you. Oh, I know that exploring my passions will lead me to my purpose. I am doing what feels good. Beautiful. So yeah, really focusing on the things, people, environments around you that feel good, what fuels you. If you're not sure of like which direction to take, start with what you already know works for you and kind of build on that. Or if you have something that feels like, oh, I've always wanted to try that, or I've always been curious about that, but I've been afraid to try it, I feel like now is the time. Like, you have nothing to lose. Just go for it. I'm doing what feels good, and that leads me to my purpose. That leads me to this new chapter. Or it's part of the new chapter anyway. Okay, 1 more maybe. 1 more okay, perfect. I know that each breath confirms that I am alive and far from finished. I am just getting started. Oh my gosh. Pile 3. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you're just at the beginning of a brand new cycle. One that is very different from the one that you've just finished out. And there's all this new, fresh energy coming in. Amazing. Okay, those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you did enjoy it and it was helpful, I would so appreciate if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know how it resonated for you. I love hearing how readings resonate for people. Yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you. I so appreciate your energy and your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the desert rose, not the dusty rose, if you chose the desert rose, or the tattoo tarot, this is your pile. All right, I went ahead and shuffled all the cards, so we're just gonna lay them out here. All right, so for your current energy, we have the Knave of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, I believe, in this deck. And for your clarifier for your current energy, we have Escape in reverse. For the challenge, we have the Knight of Swords. And for your challenge clarifier, we have the, I'm not sure how you say that, Euliant Honeysuckle. They came out reversed. Okay. For how to work through the challenge, you got 2 cards. You have the 6 of Coins and the 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay. And for your how to work through the challenge clarifier, we got surrender. For positives or support we have in your life, we have the moon. For the moon clarifier, we got 2 cards again, contemplation and dreaming, which is crazy because both of these are such moon cards. Like, they match the moon energy so well. But I'll get into that. And then lastly, for your breakthrough or incoming change, we have the 7 of Swords. And clarifying that, we have the cuttlefish and the sand dollar. Okay, so let's get into it. So first, I just want to say, when I was meditating on your energy at the beginning, it was like there was a feeling of being victorious or like really excited about something. Like, it felt like being like lifted on the shoulders of others, and like people are like cheering you on, like feeling celebrated. Yeah, feeling victorious, like you've overcome something or won something. So that was interesting. And then to come out in your current energy, we have the Knave of Wands, which this talks about a new, exciting, passionate beginning, something that makes you feel excited, like physically excited, like you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your bones. Like, it's it can be many different things. It could be a new creative start, or like maybe that's within your work or hobbies or things like that. Or it can just be an energy of being more playful, being very action oriented, ready to take on some kind of new challenge, or like learn something new or explore. Pages are also the messengers, so it could be that you're like wanting to communicate or share something that you've been thinking about or working on. And then clarifying that energy, we have escape in reverse. So this is interesting. It feels like maybe you've been in an energy of kind of more sort of contemplative, or like even kind of like escaping reality, or what's the word, like I'm getting like diluting, like, so that can be through anything. That could be, you know, whatever kind of allows you to like escape from the present moment into like an alternate reality, or an alternate sort of self. It could be whatever your like, yeah, kind of like escape mechanisms are. It feels like you're done with that. Like, you're not feeling a need to be anywhere but sort of like the present moment. This feels very like, I'm here right now, I'm taking inspired action, I'm feeling called in a certain direction, and I'm moving quickly in that direction. Yeah. It could also be that maybe, because I'm being drawn to like the little palm tree in the island here, like maybe you have been on a vacation recently, and that was a nice reprieve from daily life, but now you've returned and you're back and you're ready to get back into it. Like, you've got a fresh, you're invigorated, freshly invigorated and rejuvenated, ready to get started again. So the Knave of Wands is very much like, I'm energized, I'm ready to go, I'm inspired, like, let's go in this new direction. So then in the challenge, we have the Knight of Swords, which talks about fast forward movement and fast communication. I do always think when I see this particular card that it looks like Ben Platt, the singer. So I don't know, just his face. I just always think that when I see this card. I don't know if you're a musical theater fan, but maybe that's significant for you. But yeah, it's showing up in the challenge. It feels like maybe there is a challenge around like patience, like wanting something to move forward or wanting to speak your mind about something, but having to like hold your tongue or having to be patient. And or maybe the challenge is like the Knight of Swords can be kind of a cutting energy, like sharp words. So it's like maybe you really want to like speak your mind, or maybe this is someone outside of you. It could also be that, like someone around you who is, oh yeah, it could be that too. Someone around you who is really like sharp tongued, or it's kind of like a careless energy a little bit, like so in such a rush to like get your thoughts out there that you don't really like put a whole lot of thought or care into like how those words land. But let's look at your clarifier here. Oh, okay. So we have, for keywords, seeking, hidden secrets, the lantern that lights the path, the need to protect something important, soul discovery, bringing light to the darkness, hidden treasure, illumination, clarity, restoration, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay, so already I'm getting that this could also be feeling maybe like a lack of clarity in the specific steps moving forward. Maybe like, you know, the general direction that you want to be moving in, but it's like, okay, what is the next step? Or maybe there's like certain things that have to sort of fall into place before you're able to, move in that new direction. Because the swords and the Knight of Swords can also talk about clarity, receiving like a clear message about something. So this coming up in reverse, maybe it's like there's a lack of clarity or a miscommunication perhaps too. Okay, so reversed honeysuckle indicates insecurity. This is a state of mind that must be addressed. True security has nothing to do with failure or success in the world, but with recognizing your true nature, which is already perfect and whole. If you are feeling less than, it is a time for prayer or inner renewal. If you feel burnt out or lost, circle around again into yourself. Take a class or seek a spiritual teacher, or choose books that remind you of who you truly are. If you have lost track of your inner life, it is time for inner reflection. If you are afraid to begin the journey of self-knowledge, work with a therapist, healer, or coach at the start. Turn the corner on old stories, habitual negative patterns, and unhealthy programming. Okay, so yeah, the other message with this combo and the challenge, it could be that there are some negative, like some old stories that your mind is telling you, and they are proving to be a challenge at this time. Like, it's kind of giving like your mind is your worst enemy sort of thing. Like, there's just some things that like, some lies maybe that your brain is telling you, or like old stories that like go back to, are rooted in like something from a long time ago that happened that hurt you potentially. And it's like we develop these narratives around like how we make meaning of those stories, around like our own worthiness and what we deserve, and who we are as people. But this is saying that those are not accurate. Like, if you were to get like an objective perspective, maybe someone outside of yourself, maybe a therapist or something, if that's something that you're looking for or open to, you might find that, you know, some of those beliefs or like thought patterns that you have about yourself are not actually accurate, and are painting you in a more negative light than is really true. And so this can, it can talk about, needing to kind of like identify those things and then catch them in the act, like when we are, you know, which can be really hard. Like, it can, for myself sometimes even, like, I won't even realize that I am in the middle of like a negative thought pattern because it's so ingrained, you know, and our mind is is the filter through which we see the rest of the world. And a lot of times we have blind spots around that. So yeah, it might be helpful to get kind of an outside perspective on things too. Let's look at how you can work through this challenge or work with the challenge. So we have the Six of Coins, which is the Six of Pentacles. This talks about some kind of reciprocation or like an equal exchange, or it can also talk about like power dynamics and, you know, an unequal exchange, like maybe needing to find a balance in a situation. And then we have the Three of Swords in reverse, which the Three of Swords when it's upright talks about heartbreak and pain and something getting in the middle of you and the thing or person that you desire. But being reversed, it often indicates healing. So this is beautiful. And then we have the Surrender card as the clarifier. So I'm definitely getting that focusing on things that are giving to you with the same effort and energy that you give back is definitely important at this time. Being able to receive that same energy back is going to be really healing for you. With the Surrender card here, this really talks about releasing attachment to specific outcomes and I'm almost getting like the Six of Coins is like you're on one end of it and like the universe is on the other end of it. So this feels like, honestly, this feels like a very more spiritual energy than like a physical energy. Like I'm getting to with the circles here, like it all feels like there could be like, maybe you're moving through a cycle, like you're coming out of a cycle, and healing the wounds from whatever happened there. But it feels like co-creating with the universe. Like this can be like when people talk about manifestation, you know, it's not just about, the manifestation is a co-creative process. So we put our intention out there for the universe to hear, and then we follow it up with aligned action. We do our part, and then oftentimes when it comes to seeing a manifestation come to fruition, you know, a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time there is a degree of things that are outside of our control. And so it's like you put in the work that is within your control, and then the universe meets you halfway with this like little envelope here, with the things that are outside of your control. Like there's an opportunity here. The universe is really working with you right now, to create the reality that you desire. Beautiful. So maybe that has something to do with this like new creative or passionate beginning with the Knave of Wands. Or maybe it's just sort of like an internal processing energy where you're really shedding things and processing your emotions and kind of moving through energies at, I'm hearing a very fast pace, which is this like Knight of Swords here. Like you're evolving very quickly right now. You're passing all the tests is what I also just heard. So, I mean, not that it's all like an exam or anything, obviously, but like you're doing great. Your guides really want you to know that. So, and then it's so funny that we say that. That's a beautiful transition into the next little area here, which is the support that you have around you and the positives in your life. And these are like very spiritual energies. The moon talks about, you know, being in touch with our intuition. being supported by the universe and our, you know, the fact that we are spiritual beings. And then we have contemplation and dreaming. Contemplation says reflections, rumination, musings. Dreaming says gifts, receiving, dreams. So literally what we were talking about, receiving. I feel like there is something that you're feeling really pulled in the direction of, and it's very aligned with your highest potential. And the universe wants to give you something, many things maybe, with the receiving, the gifts, dreams. This is something that is a big dream of yours, and because you're meeting the universe halfway, like they also want to meet you halfway. And maybe you have been reflecting a lot. Maybe you've been in a period of kind of like a hermit energy, or like just doing a lot of introspection, a lot of inner work, or maybe that's what you're doing now. And if that is the case, you know, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I'm seeing too, there's like a lot of animals here. We have like the birds and the, whatever that is, cheetah, and then the tiger and the dogs and the lobster. Like one of your, or a couple of your spirit guides could be animals. If you know them, that might be confirmation. Or it might just be that, you know, the animals around you, your pets maybe, are really positive for you. They can have a very healing energy. And I'm getting kind of that they're like protective over you. It's a really sweet energy. It could also be that your like imagination or your like fantasy world in your mind, or kind of what we were talking about at the beginning, that kind of escapism too, like, you know, in moderation and in a healthy way. But I'm getting that like using your imagination or visualizing even could be something that feels really soothing and positive for you right now. That, because that can also be a part of manifestation, is, you know, literally imagining, visualizing the thing that you want to happen, or the feeling that you want to be experiencing when, you know, your manifestation comes in. So yeah, if you've been feeling like really like head in the clouds, like daydreaming a lot, like that actually feels like it's like productive in a way. So, okay. So your next breakthrough and change incoming, we have the Seven of Swords and the Cuttlefish and the Sand Dollar. Okay, this is a really interesting energy because both of these cards kind of talk about something that is like stealth or secretive. So the first message I'm getting is that it could literally be that they want to keep it a surprise from you, which I know can be kind of annoying to hear, but it's like they're not really giving me like super specifics on what this is. Like the cuttlefish is literally like, it says in the book that it's a prey animal, and it like moves really quickly and is really maneuverable. And so it has to kind of like be very stealth, and like, it hides away a lot of the time because it is so sought after. And then the Sand Dollar, of course, is, you know, I'm getting like, it's like sand dollar, like literal dollar, like, you know, it's connected to abundance and wealth and luck, prosperity. And then the Seven of Swords, it can talk about a few different things, but with this combo, I'm really strongly getting that it is kind of about like strategy and like moving in silence, you know? it feels like maybe this, whatever this idea is, and I forgot to say earlier, this is big. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Wands, which is really connected to this Page of Wands energy, this like new powerful beginning, whether that's like a creative idea that you have, like a new passion project or new work project, or it could be, it can sometimes, the wands can also talk about relationships and passion within relationships, things like that, that could apply too. But it's some sort of new start that you feel really excited about. And it feels like maybe not everyone needs to know about it right now. Like kind of keeping it under wraps a little bit until, keeping it sort of like just for you to enjoy, or like maybe, you know, a person or two that you really trust, but it feels like a very like, this is my little flame that I get to have, and I'm just not ready to share it quite yet. But as far as like a shift, a change that's coming in, maybe you're shifting into this energy, or again, it feels like there's something sort of like prosperous, exciting, some sort of change that is coming in, but they don't really want you to know what it is for whatever reason. They always have their reasons, but interesting. I mean, I kind of love that. Like there's an air of mystery to this whole reading. Has been very like intellectual. I feel like you're probably very smart and very emotionally intelligent, very self-aware. I'm getting that a lot. Like you think about things and analyze them and process them a lot. So yeah, this feels like you sort of like strategically maneuvering through these beginning stages of this new opportunity or endeavor, whatever it is, or relationship. Could be that too. It could be, I am seeing like the heart here. So for some of you, I don't think it's all of you, but for some of you, it could be like a new relationship that you are feeling really excited about, but like wanting to kind of not tell the world about it yet because you want it to just sort of be just for you and the other person for now. And I'm not getting that in like a bad way. Like it feels more like, oh, this just feels so nice. Like I just want to enjoy the feeling of like just us. So that's sweet. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple of affirmations from this deck and channel any additional messages that your guides want you to know. So, all right, what do my pile fours need to know? What do they need to hear right now? Affirmations for pile 4, please. Okay. All right, we have, I know that worrying only blinds me from the beauty that is all around me. I am not stressing. And I know that each breath confirms that I am alive and far from finished. I am just getting started. This is like perfectly matches all the wands energy that we had, like this new beginning. Like it feels like there's something that is like a new flame has been lit, or maybe it's like something from the past that you got restarted in or something. But it feels like this, I feel really alive and like I'm rejuvenated, like ready to get started on this thing. And then I'm not stressing. This feels connected to the challenge energy that we were talking about, you know, maybe kind of being in your head and overthinking things a little bit. And so they want you to know that you don't need to be stressing about it, that everything's gonna be taken care of. Oh, that was fast. Oh my gosh. Cool. Okay. I know that I am the only person who can bring forth the creativity that lives in my body. I am magic. Wow. That is literally such a perfect card for this reading. So there is something here that is like very special and unique to you. Something that only it's like only you have that like special sauce, you know? Like you have a unique perspective on something or a unique way of doing things. Um, and it's like, you know how I feel like especially this is the case in like creative fields where, you know, people feel like, oh, you know, what's the point in putting my work out there? Like there are so many people who I'm inspired by that like, are already doing great things, and what do I have to add? You have your own special thing going on. Just like everyone that you are inspired by, everyone else that's out there, like you have your own thing that's going on. And the wands is very connected to our intuition. So there's something that is particularly like the more connected you are to your intuition, the more you're kind of receiving like or unlocking. I'm hearing like downloads from like about, you know, it could be ideas or yeah, like different perspectives, something that is like it's it's a unique like powerful energy magic that only you can create. So it's like if you don't put that out there, then like no one's going to, you know? Okay, let's get one or two more. Okay, anything else for pile 4? Pile 4, messages they need to hear right now. Any other messages for pile 4? What do they need to hear right now? Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. I know that my dreams are bigger than my fears. I am going to take risks. Okay, so it might really feel, and this coming out on top of the moon card, which also talks about fears and insecurities. It might really feel like you're taking a big risk by putting yourself out there, by following this new direction. But it feels like your pull in that direction is more powerful than the fears and the insecurities in your mind. Like it's almost like I have to do this. Like it feels harder to not, you know, follow my authentic self-expression than it does to, you know, keep it in. So, okay. Yeah, okay, awesome. Those are all the messages I have for you guys, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. This was so much fun. Thank you for your time and your energy. I appreciate it so much. If you liked the video and it was helpful, I would so appreciate if you liked and subscribed, and please comment below how it resonated for you. I would love to hear. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. This card also talks about, you see how the girl is kind of looking backward and the deer is looking right ahead. So this card also talks about needing to look forward. She's kind of like focused on, you know, her stuff that's happened in the past. Actually, she's looking at like the 10 of Swords, and like the 7 of Swords here. Like she's looking at all this stuff that's happened. Whereas the deer is looking forward, ready to move forward. And so, yeah, it's again, just kind of talking about releasing what has happened and focusing your attention more on what you want to create, what you want to co-create in the future, what you want to make happen, the changes that you want to see. And so some things that can be helpful with that is like visualizations, like a visualization meditation, or, you know, vision boarding even, you know, you can do that on like Pinterest or whatever. I did it once with, you can do that on like Pinterest or whatever. But yeah, some kind of, whatever helps keep you kind of grounded in the present and looking forward. Yeah, and I want to say again, like this is easier said, this is very easy for me to say. It's not as easy to do in practice, of course. But they are saying that whatever you can do to kind of ground yourself in the present and focus on the things that you want to bring in, that's going to be really helpful right now. That's going to be positive for you. So, all right. And then we have, for your breakthrough and change coming in, the Hierophant reversed and the White Bat and the Larimer Stone. Okay, so this is amazing. This is you taking your power back from whatever structures or situations have left you feeling disempowered. The White Bat is about shedding and releasing things that do not serve us, and in fact things that have made us feel less than or less powerful. It's about shedding those things. And the Larimar Stone is about healing and transcendence and harmony. So I see you really coming into harmony and balance with yourself and stepping into your personal power, becoming your own authority. The Hierophant talks about authority. And you're really kind of like not taking shit from anyone. You're really saying like, I'm my own authority. Like I don't have to listen to anyone else's opinions about what I need to be doing or saying, how I want to live my life. I make my own rules. The Hierophant in reverse is I make my own fucking rules. I am the director of my life. I get to make the decisions. I don't have to conform to anyone else's idea of me. I'm literally getting chills. This is beautiful. So this like burst that you're coming through, it's you kind of like stripping off these old expectations or chains of what has been draining you, and really feeling so much lighter and so much more empowered, feeling like you can be authentic, feeling like you can really express yourself the way that you want to and make decisions for your life the way that you want to. So that is amazing, pile 3. I'm so excited for you. Okay, we're gonna get just a couple affirmations, channeled messages to end the reading here. It's been kind of a long reading, so sorry about that. Okay. All right. Affirmations for, pile 3. Okay. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay. It says, I know that for every door that life closes, a new one opens around the corner. I am optimistic. Oh my gosh. I'm a little emotional at that first message. That's so beautiful. Okay. Other affirmations for pile 3, please. Affirmations for pile 3. Thank you. I know that every dream in my heart is waiting to bloom. I am ready to grow. Okay, so God, you guys are really stepping into an entirely new chapter. It's a completely different energy than what we started the reading with. Completely different. Okay, let's get 1 or 2 more here. 1 or 2 more here, please, for pile 3. Thank you. Oh, I know that exploring my passions will lead me to my purpose. I am doing what feels good. Beautiful. So yeah, really focusing on the things, people, environments around you that feel good, what fuels you. If you're not sure of like which direction to take, start with what you already know works for you and kind of build on that. Or if you have something that feels like, oh, I've always wanted to try that, or I've always been curious about that, but I've been afraid to try it, I feel like now is the time. Like, you have nothing to lose. Just go for it. I'm doing what feels good, and that leads me to my purpose. That leads me to this new chapter. Or it's part of the new chapter anyway. Okay, one more maybe. One more for, oh, okay, perfect. I know that each breath confirms that I am alive and far from finished. I am just getting started. Oh my gosh. Pile 3. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you're just at the beginning of a brand new cycle. One that is very different from the one that you've just finished out. And there's all this new, fresh energy coming in. Amazing. Okay, those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you did enjoy it and it was helpful, I would so appreciate if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know how it resonated for you. I love hearing how readings resonate for people. And yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you. I so appreciate your energy and your time. Sending love to you and your spirit team, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.